Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mad Scientist Brewing Beer Education Series. When it comes to pairing beer and food, there are a few important things to consider, namely matching the intensity of the food and the beer, looking for complementary flavors, and looking for contrasting flavors. It often takes some trial and error to find a really excellent pairing. There are several examples of beer and food pairings that are recognized as going very well together to bring out the best of both flavors, and I'm going to cover some of them in this video. The first I'll cover are moule frite and goose. This is a classic Belgian dish in which mussels are steamed in a broth that is often made using white wine, but sometimes made with beer. Goose is highly carbonated beer made of blends of lambic beer and lends a dry acidity which accentuates the mild sweetness of the mussels. The dry body and carbonation also help cut through the fat from the fried potatoes served with this dish. When the dish is made with beer, it is often wit beer, but also sometimes uses the same goose that it would be served with, which helps to further brighten up the mussels. The next pairing is oysters with dry Irish stout. This pairing is certainly an odd one at first glance, but it is a classic for a reason, and it just works. Like mussels, the oysters have a mild sweetness to them, which is accentuated with the dry bitterness of the stout. The roastiness provides a nice counter to the salinity of the oysters, and the flavor combination presents something that is greater together than each part individually. The next pairing is Weisswurst and Hefeweizen. This pairing from Germany uses a sausage that is lighter in flavor than the typical bratwurst and has a lot of bready wheat flavor, which perfectly complements a wheat beer like Hefeweizen. The mild spicing of the sausage also aligns well with the phenolic clove spice in the beer. Hefeweizen is a highly carbonated beer, which also works well to cleanse the palate from the fattiness of the sausage. The next pairing is Stilton blue cheese and English barley wine. From the light intensity of the previous pairing to a high intensity here, Stilton blue cheese and English barley wine are two very strong flavored ingredients that can stand up to each other. Barley wine has a lot of rich malt and dark fruit flavor that finds complements in the strong blue cheese, while the sweetness of the beer contrasts the earthy tones of the cheese. The beer's high alcohol helps to cleanse the palate between bites. The last pairing I'll talk about is roast pork with Märzen. With this pairing, the beer and pork have similar roasted and caramelized flavors that harmonize with one another. The dryness of the Märzen helps bring out the sweetness of the pork and also cleanse the palate. There's a reason that roasted meat, like chicken and pork, have long been served at Oktoberfest, even if Märzen has since been replaced with the Fest beer, which is a little bit lighter. Both beer styles are excellent matches for the rich Maillard flavors that come from roasted meat. All right, that covers the pairings I'm going to be talking about today. If you get a chance, I'd strongly suggest you try to find a way to try these pairings yourself. I've only tried a few of them personally, but I'm still working to do some of the others, although I don't know if I would care for the blue cheese one myself. But looking at these and then any other classic pairings, you can try to look up some, especially if you have a particularly favorite beer style you like. If you'd like to see if there's a food that goes particularly well with that. Or better yet, just try it yourself and see how that might go. Take a beer that you like and looking at the keeping in mind the ingredients and the taste you get from it. Try that with a food and see how that works. Remembering to match intensity, look for contrasting flavors and complementary flavors. That's all I have for this week. So until next time, cheers.